Okay, we're here in Manhattan, in the Flatiron District, about to talk to the attorney for Troy Ave, Scott Leemon. He's one of the most prominent criminal defense attorneys here in New York City. I'm interviewing him for the Fox 5 News at 10. This is the first time he's really speaking out about what happened with Troy Ave and also some issues that are coming up this week in hip-hop with the NYPD. So I'm going to flip it around here so we can get Scott in here. Scott, first of all, tell us how Troy is doing.
He's hanging in there. He's in Rikers Island in the infirmary unit, and he's recovering from his gunshot wounds.
What troubles you most about this case?
What troubles me most is the misinformation that's being sent out. NYPD knows Troy didn't shoot himself. They know Troy didn't shoot his bodyguard. That man died a hero. And to imply anything that Troy actually would hurt his lifelong friend is absolutely insane and irresponsible.
The NYPD insists there were 5 shell casings. They say all of those came from the gun that Troy Ave fired, this gun that they allegedly recovered from inside a trap space inside his SUV along with 2 other guns. What do you say to that?
What I said at the arraignment doesn't change. He didn't shoot himself, and he didn't shoot his bodyguard. Plain and simple. Ballistics and scientific evidence will prove that he didn't shoot himself.
Why do you think that he was arrested and picked up like this?
I can't answer what NYPD does. That's what they do.
And in terms of the scenario, the NYPD says that video that they released shows that Troy Ave was the one that was actually the shooter. What do you think about that piece of video they released?
I really can't talk about the piece of video except that it wasn't complete. You don't know what happened before, you don't know what happened after, and more importantly, you don't know what happened outside that little frame. So it's not the whole story. And when the whole story comes out, we'll see that Troy did not hurt his friend, and this man died a hero, and let's honor him that way.
And you're talking about Ronald McPhatter, his lifelong friend and bodyguard.
Absolutely.
What are your concerns about NYPD and how they're investigating this case? Tell us about that.
I'm just concerned. I want them to do a thorough investigation, and the biggest problem is something which we're going to ask tonight. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tonight.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
All right.
What are your concerns about the NYPD's ability to do this investigation? Because we saw some comments about hip-hop that many people were insulted by the police commissioner. The NYPD says they're treating this like any other case with the same professionalism. But tell us about the concerns that you have.
Well, what we're doing tonight is we're going to ask anyone who was there, and anyone who has any information, or anyone who was there, and if anyone knows anyone who was in that VIP room that night, we have set up a special email address, and we're going to ask people, because we know some people have problems working and talking to NYPD. Help us. Help me defend Troy. And that email address is troyaveinfo@leemonlaw.com. Again, that's troyaveinfo@leemonlaw.com, and we ask anyone who knows anyone who's in that VIP room. If you're in that VIP room, if you have any video or pictures from that night, please send it to us at that email address. We will have our investigators look into it.
Now, what guarantees you give people that send information to that email of their confidentiality that they may not want their identities out there?
I really can't promise anything, but all I'm doing is I'm asking for help. We have a man here who's being accused of killing his best friend. He didn't do it, and I need help to defend him. And that's what I'm asking the public for.
You've handled many high-profile cases and also high-profile hip-hop artists. Anything different about this time around?
The charges are just very, very serious, and we need to make sure he gets the best defense he can, and that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what my co-counsel is trying to do.
And if he's convicted on that attempted murder charge, that could carry a long sentence.
It definitely can. That's why I need the help of everyone out there, and that's why I'm asking for help on his behalf.
And in terms of how Troy's mental state is, I know you visited him at Rikers Island. How is he holding up under all this?
He's holding up the best he can. He's recovering, and he knows he's got us out here there working for him. And again, I just ask all his friends or anyone who's there, help us.
And then, Scott, in terms of the NYPD, do you think they are capable of doing a full and fair investigation and coming up with the actual shooters in this case?
Only time will tell. Only time will really tell. NYPD has their own issues. They have their own problems with the community. But my problem is defending my client, and that's all I care about right now.
All right, and tell us what's next with the court case.
We're in court again next week for an update on grand jury process.
Now, so the next step, just educate us with the legal process. So, meantime, Troy is on Rikers Island with no bail. And then what happens next?
What happens next is the DA's office would have to indict him and charge him with a felony. At that point, the case would be transferred from criminal court to Supreme Court, and we deal with the case there. We might make an interim bail application. We're exploring our options at this time.
But for now, they denied bail initially.
That's correct. But I think when the facts come out and you see he didn't shoot Banga and he didn't shoot himself, I think hopefully the judge will take a different view on bail.
Now, we've seen two hip-hop events this week canceled, and organizers of the events claim that they were pressured by NYPD to cancel the events out of concerns for safety. NYPD is denying that. What is your take on that?
My take is, ask Commissioner Bratton. Who knows what he does?
And then in terms of the defense, just if you could sum up for how Troy is pleading to those charges.
Troy pled absolutely not guilty.
And the next day in court is on Monday?
No, it's Thursday, June 9th.
June 9th. Okay, and then how confident are you that you're going to be able to help him with this case?
I'm going to do everything I can to help him. He deserves the help. He's a nice guy, and he's in a very bad situation, and he needs the best help he could get.
And you fought and won cases for rappers that have had the deck stacked against them in the past. What do you think is going to happen here?
I can't predict the future. All I could do is give everything I got, and that's what I promised him I'd do, and his mother more importantly.
And tell us about what you want people to do again in terms of...
Again, what I'm asking anyone who was there that night, anyone who's in the VIP room, if there are any pictures or any videos, please send it to our email address, troyaveinfo@leemonlaw.com. Thank you very much.
And Scott, just so we're clear, you believe Troy Ave did not fire that gun, the bullet that killed Ronald McPhatter?
I am as positive as I could be without having all the evidence, but based on all the information I know, he would never have done anything to harm his best friend.
Okay, great. Good? All right, good. All right, Scott Leemon, thank you very much.
You're welcome.